So I'm going to start with the first topic, how are credit scores calculated? So everybody in America has a credit report. Credit file is what they call them at the 3 credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. You have a credit file. Everybody has a credit file, every adult. And so that means you have a credit score on each of those credit bureaus. So, well, how do they figure out what your score is? And to put it simply, your score is a summation of your positive things and your negative things. So the more positive things you have and the less negative things you have, the higher your score is going to be. That's a simple explanation. Even amongst the positive things, you're going to have what types of positive things. If you have revolving accounts like credit cards, or sometimes home equity lines of credits, those are actually revolving. And then you have installment accounts. That's any account that you're just paying a fixed amount monthly. That could be a student loan, that could be a car loan, it could be a mortgage. Sometimes you get a personal loan. Those are your installment accounts. Another thing that affects your score is the age of your accounts. Like, how long have you had these accounts, credit cards or whatever, especially revolving accounts. So the longer you've had credit, the more that's going to help you as far as having a good score. Another big section as far as your credit score is on your revolving accounts. What are your balances compared to the credit limit? Basically, are your credit cards maxed out? The moment your credit card balances start increasing compared to your credit limit, your score just starts to drop. And even if you've never been late, you could have perfect payment history on your credit cards, but you're getting those balances up and your score is going to go down. The reason for that is these score formulas are trying to calculate not only what your credit worthiness, but also trying to anticipate what's going to happen. And what these formulas know, and what everybody knows, when somebody is getting into financial difficulties, the first thing to do is they run up to the credit cards, because if you don't have money to pay things, nowadays you can pay everything with your credit card. You can pay groceries, you can pay your utility bills, you can get by for quite a ways on your credit cards. So when you're racking up your credit card balances, your score starts to go down. If you have to do that, it's not necessarily bad, because your score only is going to matter if you're trying to do something. So if you're trying to get a car or a house or something, then yeah, you want a good score. But if you don't have an immediate goal of like, I want to do something, and you really need to increase your credit card balances, then go ahead and do it. Emergency comes up, you're in between jobs, car breaks down, there's plenty of reasons where it's like, I need to use this credit card and max it out for a short time until I can pay them down, and that's fine. Sometimes when people look at their credit scores, they'll go on, let's say Credit Karma or something like that, because you can see 2 credit bureaus on Credit Karma, or they'll even go Experian or TransUnion. You can get all 3, and you can get the scores, and they'll notice that, why are they all different? How come they're not all the same? Very often, well, number one, they all use slightly different formulas. Number 2 is you'll often see accounts, either positive or negative, they won't be reporting on all 3 credit bureaus. For example, there are a lot of collection agencies, they only report on 1 or 2 bureaus, not all 3, because it costs them money to report. So that's a way for them to save money. You'll find a lot of small finance companies, they'll only report to 1 bureau. You could, I don't know if Santander was one, but there are a lot of very small local Southern California furniture finance companies or small car dealerships that you buy direct from. They're only going to report to 1 bureau. So people get frustrated sometimes because they're like, hey, I got this car loan, I've never been late, and so on this 1 bureau, TransUnion, I got a great score, on these other 2 I don't have a good score, and sometimes it's frustrating, but that's very much why you'll have different scores amongst the different bureaus. Any questions so far? Anything pop in your head?